Welcome to Emirates Podcast. This is your host, Suman Silwal. I hope you're doing great today. Today, I would like to talk to you about training for a marathon in less than 2 months, going with that in a full cycle. As we gone through hot day of summer vacations, school, kids been out of school, traveling, and so on, you may not have been able to train for a marathon and look at the calendar saying, hey, my marathon is in 2 months, less than 2 months, and so on. Seven Bridges is less than 2 months now, 60 days, less than 60 days. So it's tough to train for marathon, even half marathon in such a short period. But let's just talk about a marathon, such a short period, and it can be very challenging effort for you. If you have base built, at least you've been running 2-3 miles or 5 miles, about 100 miles a month, something around that, or even less, but at least keeping up your base mile, you should be able to build. And just caution here is trying to go through a full marathon training cycle in 12 weeks, 8 weeks is difficult. We usually say go to 16 weeks. 18 weeks is stretch, but 16 week is what we like. Build your base till that time. But now looking at, we probably have 8 weeks, which is like half of 16. So for full marathon, if I have to suggest here, is definitely is doable. Especially if you're up for it. Weather is turning a little cooler last couple of days here in South. I don't know where you're listening me from, but regardless, so let's kind of focus on what you can do. By the way, I have a 15% discount for Seven Bridges Marathon MRuns 10. Visit mruns.com to get those discount, or use that MRuns 10. Get more information about Seven Bridges Marathon at mruns.com, and hope to see you there. But if you're training for Chicago, Seven Bridges, New York, these marathons, is really coming up very fast now. Looking at your calendar, you may think, oh, it's October, November, but that's not that far now. So definitely, one of the things is you should start with a plan. Just kind of lay out, work backward from your day of marathon. Let's suppose you work in Seven Bridges. Seven Bridges October 15, so you should just work backward. 2 weeks backward, so that way that's how long you have from here to 2 weeks before October 15th. So that's the first week in October 1st, and at least have a long mile. You just for your situation, if you have such a short period of time, long can be we can talk about that, but definitely just work backward, because you wanted to have a taper a couple of weeks at least. Usually we say 3 weeks taper, but your condition maybe 2 weeks taper. So if you have that, and then if you're training now, looking at like today, if you're listening to me this weekend, and just try to build mile little by little throughout the week, and try to go long mile. The main thing is try to get some long miles, 2 to 3 to 4 hours on your feet, just kind of running, walking, run, walk is great. That always helps for you to get back. But like I said, again, we do not recommend, if you're especially a first time marathon, we do not recommend you to go through 8-week cycle to get ready for a marathon, but it's doable. People have done it. Just be ready for that, just to go through training. If you are new to running, like I said, there's nothing impossible when it comes to running. It is going to be a difficult task for you. So try to cost about it. Definitely have a plan. So that's October 1st. You need to wrap your marathon training if you're running a marathon in October 15th, maybe that October 1st. I think it's a Sunday this year, so you can make that as your last long run. Long run can be anything from 18 to 20 miles. Usually I like to go 20 miles, but 22 miles is really what I love. But just with my time these days, I can't do 22 miles. I actually have not been to 20 miles. I think I'm running a race next week, which will take me to 20-mile running. So that helps for me. I have a race. Let's go week by week. Just try to do like this week. This is a weekend coming. If you listen to me this before weekend, just try to go 6-8 miles, and then just gradually increase to 18 to 20 miles before 2 weeks before the marathon. Definitely, there's not such a thing for running as a crash course, but you could build things. So I will highly recommend only putting only 3 days a week of running. You're wondering like how come I cannot cram a whole 5 day or 6 day of running, because this has been such a short time. Maybe it's injury prone. I say up to 4 days, but 3 days is good. But on those 3 days you run, the first 2 days like 5 to 7 miles maximum, and then weekends is you're going to increase the long miles to work it out. So that's, and then the other days that you're not going to run, like I said, 3 to 4 days you'll be running, and other 3 to 4 days, depending on how you want to schedule. Try to have some cross training. Walking is great. I love walking. Riding bicycle if you have access, swimming, and just to kind of have endurance other than running, because it'll complement. Mostly, I like to say is if I'm running races, and I have done varieties of things, running is the only way it'll get me better by putting one feet after another. But if you're training in such a short cycle, you definitely want to put a cross training as part of your training. You could do strength training. I don't do it, hardly do it. So I cannot recommend, if you do it already, that's fine. But I'm not going to say you have to do strength training, but definitely, being on the feet, if you have a stand-up desk, standing up, if you're working, walking, riding bicycle, and do varieties of things, just to kind of keep moving. Swimming is good. Like I said, again, I'm repeating some of this because I want you to understand that just, I would like you to run as much as possible, but again, such a short period of time, you could get injured, and that's it. That is not a good thing, because you already are behind in your schedule and you don't have the time to recover back. So those things, just make sure you eat well. Sometimes we take running as we want to lose weight and running, but your goal at this time is to train for a marathon in October 15th, 7 Brisbane Marathon, for example, or anything October-November marathon, early November marathon like New York. Your goal here is to be ready for that. Eat well, sleep well, drink well. Those 3 things will really help you to recover quickly. Don't try to do something extraordinary things. I will say that speed training will help, and I will say that and tempo running will help. On those 2 days that you're running, you can do speed training and tempo run. But really, if I have to recommend also, since you are going through such a short marathon training cycle, you may just want to keep that off your training plan, because you wanted to just train, just keep running in one feet after another one. So definitely that'll help. If you're not used to run walk methodology, Jeff Galloway has great information. Please look him up. Run walk is great. One of the biggest thing about run walk is now with Jeff Galloway's new method is you always walk 30 seconds. Running, depending on how fast and how slow you want to go. I have done London Marathon, 15 seconds of running and 30 seconds of walking. So, and I have gone 30-30 and 60-30. And if you are to really trying to get back and, having a hard time to start, you could actually start with the Galloway method. 30-30 is great. I like 60-30 or 2 minutes of running and 30 seconds of walking. Also, I like those. So definitely there are varieties of way to get trained. Like I said, putting yourself your plan of running 3 days a week, 3 to 4, not more than 4, and increase your mile gradually, especially the long mile. Weekdays is, if you have a regular job, weekday job, so weekdays are hard, but to put a lot of miles. But weekends, if you have weekend open, just do Saturday or Sunday. Try to put long miles on the weekends so that you have plenty of miles. One other thing I started doing as well, if I cannot have 20 miles in a weekend, one run, so what I start doing is I run 10 to 15 miles one day. I have done that recently. I did 15 miles one day, and I ran 10 miles next day. So that gave me 25 miles in about 25 to 48 hours time frame. So definitely you can split that up. Weekends are great to run. Their friends are running. I join groups nowadays. Try to run. When I do long, or just go solo. Still, the hot weather is not going to go away, even though right now it's a little cooler last couple of days. But try to get out. Like I said, if you run in the morning, you can walk in the evening, and vice versa. Just keep moving your feet. That's really important for you to get ready. So like I said, keep moving your feet, rest and recover, stay hydrated, eat well, and get enough sleep. Those will get you to start line of a marathon. Once you get to a marathon, if that marathon provides you a pacer, definitely look him up and then find the pacer. Like I said, this is only for those of you trying to really short cycle. If you want to implement similar thing for your long training, if you have time for 16, 18 weeks of training cycle, you can implement very similar thing I'm talking about here. But really, it really doesn't change a whole lot. It's just the schedule will change. You can add more weeks and then slowly progress towards it. Let's just stick with our topic here for a short marathon training cycle. I mean, for me, I've been training and I'm always in training status. I can probably go run a marathon here today if I want to. I may not get the time out I want, but I can finish it. I've been in a training state for a very long time, but it's not about me. It's about you to get ready in short cycle. So try to compensate for a training that you didn't do. For those of you training for half marathon, in a short cycle, definitely what I will say is it's a lot easier. 2 months is a lot of time. If you're training, you're getting ready, let's suppose Seven Bridges, like I said, there's 15% discount on Marathon Runs, M-Runs website, and also Marathon Runs on Facebook. So definitely use that. But for half marathon, it's much, much easier to go through that. You can still apply 3 days a week. Usually when I recommend somebody trying to run a half marathon and train for a half marathon, I say do not go more than 10 miles 2 weeks before the marathon. And 8 to 10 miles are great. But you can reduce your miles, 3 miles in the weekdays, and then weekends are 10 miles maximum. So you can log about 20 miles in a week. So it's much easier. I have trained some people in such a short training cycle. But definitely you will have to commit some weekends, some long runs. One of the things is that I just remembered that whenever I do week by week, I usually like to go like up a week, down a week, up a week, down a week for long runs. Since you are training for such a short training cycle, you'll probably have to gradually increase your miles. There won't be down week till you get to taper week. You could add that, but definitely there's many varieties of way to get ready for a short training cycle. But one of the thing what I would say is just keep your feet moving. There's many ways. Just don't do too much. Don't get injured so you don't have enough time to recover. Try to line up and get ready. It's going to be fun. Still, don't be scared. And you may not get the time that you're looking for, but you will finish it. Just keep at it. Good luck with your training. If you need any help, message me at marathonruns@gmail.com, or just watch some videos and read some blogs, how people are doing it. But definitely, summer is over. It's time to get ready for fall marathon season, and there's a lot of them coming pretty soon. So thanks for listening, and like and subscribe Marathon Runs anywhere and everywhere you find. More later. Bye.